Okay, the second figure that I asked you to draw is a parallelogram with a side length of 2 and the interior angle here to be beta to be 60 degrees. Oh, and then the longer leg to be 6. So let's go ahead and go to a new slide, and then I'm going to add a geometry segment here. So now I have my geometry tool up again. So again, we're going to do very similar to what we did before, where we're going to make a segment here that is something, and it doesn't have, it's eventually going to be 2, but we don't have to worry about that right now. What we really want to do is to make a line segment that goes along here that is 60 degrees, that makes a 60-degree angle with this line here. So just like before, we're going to do a transformation. We're going to rotate this segment 60 degrees downward. So we're going to define a transformation. It's going to be another rotation. The center is here, this point here, and we want to rotate. Probably we just want to rotate this point, and then we want to do negative 60 degrees because it's going clockwise. All right, I click on apply, voila, there it is. How cool is that? So now I'm going to go back to my construct, and I'm going to construct a ray that's going to be through this point because we don't know. So notice how this stays put, right? So no matter how big I make this, that 60 degrees is always going to stay put. So now we know that this is going to be 2. We want the other one to be, we want the length on this side to be 6, which is 3 times as large as this one. So one way to do that, I'm going to actually just hide this point so we don't get confused. One way to do that is actually we can make a center, a circle with this center. So if I I'm going to use the compass tool actually. So I'm going to click here and then click on more tools, click on the compass. And we want to make this the center. Well, choose a radius. This is the radius, and then that's the center. So now you notice that this distance here is the same as this distance here. But what we want is 3 times this distance. So that's 1. So now we can, it's still selected. I can still choose this radius. And now I'm going to make another circle there. Now we have 1, 2. So I'm going to do it one more time. And then I now have a segment that is on the ray that is 3 times as large as that one is. So that is what we need. Now this point here, I'm just going to put a point at that intersection between the circle and the ray. And then we want a line that's parallel to this line. So now again, I'm going to go to more tools. I click on parallel line. And this is the point we want the line to go through. And we want it, oops, you know what? It thinks I just selected that line. So that's wrong. Let's cancel that. Let's try that again. I'm going to go to more tools. I'm going to go to parallel line. I'm going to select, this is the line we want it parallel to, but we want it to go through that point. Now we're going to do the exact same thing. This time we want it to be parallel to this ray, and we want it to go through this point. So this time I'm going to select this line here. And then I'm going to select this point here. And now you can see the parallelogram coming into shape, into view here. So let's just go ahead and finish off these segments. It may not show that there's a difference here, but then I'm going to hide all of the other rays and circles and things of that sort. So I'm just going to click on each of these and say hide. You don't want to delete them because then our point will go away, but we can hide them. Okay, we're going to hide this because we just made a oops, I don't think I did make that segment. I must have deleted that segment. So there we go. We're going to hide this one. I'm going to hide the ray, but the segment will stay. Make one more segment here. And I can also hide this extra point there. Now remember, we want to measure that angle. So let's measure this angle here to make sure that it is 60 degrees. Voila, it is 60 degrees, so that's perfect. And now we know that if this was 2, this would be 6. But what we can do is just click on this and say, click on the label, then it'll show, okay, so it's 3.16. So let's make that a little bit smaller to make it exactly 2. Yeah. Oh. Well, isn't that frustrating? Ah, I had it. There we go. Okay, good enough. So now you can see that this is 2 and that is going to be 6. It's a little bit small, but you get the point. All right, so that's it for this particular video, and the next one will be coming up shortly.